But with regard to this issue of vacant houses, that really has scandalised people, that we see more and more people on our streets, literally on our streets, sleeping, and there's so many vacant houses. And so we have this bill before us. What does the government come up with? The Vacancy Fees Bill. Now, it sounds good. Fees on vacant houses. Who can argue with that? But we need to look at it more closely, because the fees only apply to foreign investors. Now, you really have to argue when you get to this point and you realise what the government's up to. What's the difference between an investor from China and one from Point Piper, Double Bay, North Sydney, you name it? What's the difference between who owns this vacant property? So the government had to come up with a position that appears that they're doing something. They need to deliver for their constituency, the big end of town, the property developers, the investment speculators, the real estate agencies. But also, there's a racist aspect to this, because this is dog whistling. You can get out there, you can do your grabs saying that we're doing something, and what are we doing? We're pursuing the foreign owners. Why do that? Absolutely no difference at all. But they're doing it. The government is doing it. The Liberal National Party government under Prime Minister Turnbull is doing the classic dog whistling. Get out there at every turn talking about foreign ownership of houses. And I said another reason that they're doing this is to deliver for their constituency. Now, the constituency are very generous to the Liberals and National parties, and also at times to the Labor Party. Over the past 10 years, property developers, property speculators, the real estate industry have given donated more than $21 million to the Labor, Liberal and National parties. Now, at times when it comes to Labor, I'm not saying it's their constant constituency, but there have been some years when Labor picks up more donations from the developers than they do from unions. What's happened around the country, helped by successive federal governments? Public housing has been smashed, totally discredited. The people who live there just presented as losers, that they're really just not functioning in life. And so the whole dignity of housing, that should be absolutely the foundation of our approach, is just being decimated in this country. And it was excellent to hear the Greens' new Senator Andrew Bartlett, speaking about the fantastic plans that the Queensland Greens are taking to this election. And this is precisely the approach that we need, where we have governments committed to public and social housing in a way where this becomes much more mainstream.